Hello everyone, it's Thursday the 29th of August. I want to have a chat about what's coming and how to prepare. There was a good video put up by Mark the bowler hat farmer with his crystal ball melon, and he talks about predictions. It's worth going over to have a look at that one. I think we've got the next couple of months, it's going to be quite testing. Yeah, anyway, I want to talk about the prepping. Come, mate! And how I would go about. I'll give you some ideas on what to prep, food-wise and equipment. Right. Talk about prepping for food. So now I'm not saying everyone's going to starve, but it's a good heads up to have some supplies, because if everything does go down and shit hits the fan, you're at an advantage. So on the food wise, I'd stock up on pasta, rice, baked beans, tins of baked beans. They're always good. You can have them with virtually everything. Tinned tomatoes, good to add to the pasta and rice flavouring. Tinned dried chickpeas. Chickpeas, tinned or dried. If you buy dried, obviously you've got to soak them. But they're full of protein. Well, if you have the rice or the pasta, that's carbohydrates. You're going to need some kind of protein. So chickpeas is a good protein that isn't meat. Tinned meat, that's another good one to stock up on. Tinned fish, sardines, mackerel, herrings, all that sort of thing. They're good. Just store them away. Buy a few extra cans every week and add it to your cupboard, because I do think you're going to need this sort of stuff. Salt. Buy some extra salt. If you can, Celtic salt, if you can afford it. Also spices. Add flavouring to bland dinners. So this is all subjective, you know, what you prefer, but this is the sort of thing I would recommend. Coffee and tea, hot chocolate, a hot drink. Picks you up when you feel down, or if you're cold in the winter. It's a definite. And some boiled sweets, because when you do feel low or you're struggling, one boiled sweet picks you up. I read this soldiers, they carry a few boiled sweets, picks you up. That's just some prepping foods that I would recommend. I mean, there's loads more to add, but they're the basics I would start with. They're not expensive. Okay, the tinned meat can be, but I'd start with that. When it comes to equipment, just looking at the tractor going over, ploughing the fields up. When it comes to equipment, I would recommend you keep some equipment. What I would call essentials. A good thing to have is a water filter. And when I say a water filter, a Sawyer Mini is excellent. You can get them off Amazon. They're not cheap, but they will last a long, I think they do 1 million litres. The UN use them out in Africa. But a Sawyer Mini water filter is definitely something, because water could become scarce. Then you can filter your rainwater, your river water. They're really good, probably the best on the market. Candles, that's another essential. You know, the power goes down, you're going to need some light. Candles. You can always use the flower pot to get some heat out of them. There's a few videos online that show you how to do that. torch or a few torches, spare batteries for the torches. That's something definite as well, because the initial of the power going out at night, first thing you want to do is grab a torch and find everything. As Mark's, the bowler het farmer, said, some cash. Hold some cash. Now, I've got an opinion on cash. Yeah, I think definitely hold some cash, but it's only going to be good for a couple of weeks. The banking system is going to fail at some time. 2007-8, we was 24 hours, according to the Bank of England, from a credit freeze. If they haven't come in with quantitative easing, that's it. Cash wouldn't, digital transactions wouldn't happen. You wouldn't be able to draw anything out from the hole in the wall. You definitely want to hold some cash, but it's only going to be good for a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks at the most, at the very most, because probably 80% of the population don't hold any cash, carry any cash, so they're stuffed. But you go to your local corner shop, not supermarkets, I don't know how they will transact at all, but you go to your local corner shops, they'll take cash. But as they dwindle in their stocks, they will put the prices up. So you will burn through your cash, they will just inflate them up. So cash is definitely something you want to hold. You can't miss an opportunity like this. The wife's been down here picking a load. She's made a few cakes, stuck them in the freezer. Full of goodness. First aid kit for just in case you have one of them unfortunate situations. Just the basics need to be kept in it. Plasters, bandages, a few paracetamols or ibuprofen, antihistamine definitely. These are all essential equipment that I would say you should definitely have. No one knows what's coming and how bad it's going to be. I would recommend, it's only £5-6 on Amazon, or you can get it from a bookshop. It's probably a bit more expensive, but this is about your survival. It's a SAS survival guide book. It's only a little book, but it will give you something to reference to, because there'll be no internet. Lighters. You can't have enough lighters. I would recommend lighters over matches. Matches you can get damp. Have a few lighters and also a fire steel, ferro rod. I would recommend that. It'll help you get fires, because you're going to need to start fires. Pan or saucepan that you can boil water on an open fire. Not one of these Teflon things. Anything you can boil on a fire to boil your water. Because if you boil water you only need a rolling boil for a minute, and you've killed 99% of the harmful bacteria. That's why I would also use a water filter for the same reason. Boil it, then filter it. Then if the grid does go down, one thing I would definitely recommend is you become the grey man. Don't go out on the streets saying you've got all the food, you're all right. Blend into the background. Because first couple of, this is what I believe, if the grid goes down, first couple of days people just think it's, you know, a bit of an excitement. Come a week and nothing's back online, up and running, people are going to start to panic. And when people panic, they do stupid things. So you've got to become the grey man here. And I would tell everyone you bump into, stock a bit of food up. Don't tell them that you've got anything. You just say, oh, yeah, I'm storing a bit of food for a rainy day. A lot of people say you're fear mongering when you start talking like this, but you're better to be safe than sorry. I mean, was it 5 or 6 years ago when you started talking to people about pay per mile? No, they'd never be able to do that. Now people are accepting it. They go, yeah, well, there's electric cars and they're paying no tax. So that's basically it. A bit of a survival guide, prepping guide, the basics. If anyone's got any questions or anything want to add to that, comment below. Because the more we share, the more we get out there, the better we'll all be. But like I said, you know, I've told my neighbours, stock up on food. If they don't and they come crying to me, I said to them, look, I've told you once, it's your fault. Barter, that's what's going to come. People are going to barter. You're not going to give away something for nothing in return. Let's hope this don't happen, but I feel the next 3 months it's going to be a very bumpy ride, and 2025 I think it's going to be pretty dire, but we will come out of this better. Okay, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.